Great morning. Mike Fonseca reporting live from the beautiful city of Miami. Another beautiful day around here, man. Another beautiful day. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a little cloudy, a little rainy. Still a beautiful day. Because here's the code, okay? I'm gonna wake you up, slap you in the face like pop, real quick, early in the morning. Here's the metanoia code. You ready? It's not a bad day. It's absence of the sun. So it's a break in what you're used to, right? And so we express it negatively. Well, we so many people. I don't, and I'm trying to get you not to either. So it's not that it's a bad day. It's just there's an absence of the sun, which is what you're used to. So bad is really just an absence of good. You get it? See if you understand it. Darkness is in actually missing of the light. So technically it's the opposite. So love, hate. So hate is the absence of love. Make sense? So yeah, indeed, beautiful day again. Today we're going to talk about a principle that is called decision. Do you have decision? Or do you live by condition? Because those that don't decide have to repeat the past. Let me tell you a little bit more. So in your life, if you have anxiety or you live with feelings that are not welcome, that means you are living by conditions with already things that are already that you already got used to describing yourself as. Those are your conditions. If you want to change your life, you need to start living by decisions instead of conditions. I'll go further into it, right? If you live a life of limits, that's because you're living by your conditions. The moment you decide to change that situation, then you start living by decisions. And here we are again, strange tracks of life. Are you ready to take this ride with us to the enlightenment roads? We're gonna learn here together, man, every day. Every day I'm gonna put in the word out here. Well, some days might not be in here, you know. I take a day off too, I'm human. But most of the times I'm gonna try to come in here and pass the word of something that I've learned in the past 24 hours. All right, so going back to that. So decisions, man, but what is decision? So decision, right? Decision, if you break down the word, it actually means to kill an option, right? Because from the word of great, let's say when you go genocide, means the side means killing, right? The killing of a mass population, right? Decide, kill, option. When you're deciding, when you're coming from a place of decision, you're killing options, right? You're choosing and you're going, right? And then you have to have directions, which we talked about a couple of videos ago. If you missed it, go back there. 360 directions, but only one of them is right, right? So anyhow, when you make a decision, you kill the options. That means you're chose and you're set and you're ready to go, right? So that's a decision. In order for you to be able to make decisions, though, right? There's two things that really influence your decision. One is back here in the back of your head. If you put your right hand right here, right where the Jewish wear their little hat here, they put it right there, right? That's where your visual cortex is located in your body. Now your visual cortex is like your validation machine. So that's how everything that you experience, your eyes get it and restores it, and now that becomes what he uses to judge any information, right? Let me show you how it works. If I tell you right now, you're gonna make $1 million, by the end of this year. You watching, make $1 million by the end of this year. Do you believe me? Do you? Do you really, like in there, do you believe me? You don't. Because your brain gets that information, right? Throws it to the visual cortex, and the visual cortex goes through this little slide there and say, hey, We ain't never making $1 million, much less in 3 months, 6 months. The end of the year is right there. Were you crazy? No. And then they back off that, right? That's just doing what's supposed to based on your conditions and your limiting beliefs. Right? That's your vision. You haven't experienced yet. That's why for you it can't be done. And if you don't know what you're going to do with $1 million, if you don't have a purpose for the $1 million, right? Then you're not getting it either. Because you can't visualize it. You can't faith prayer with action, then you won't be able to get it. Even because if you don't have a plan for it either, if you haven't visualized what's going to do to that money, then you never gotten there. Your mind must acquire a task before your body arrives, okay? Another code, heavy code. Today we just, let's go. All right, so understand that this is what your visual cortex is. However, the second one is your prefrontal cortex, right? Now your prefrontal cortex, instead of relying on your visual cortex, you need to rely on your prefrontal cortex. This is when the magic happens, right? This is where we're able to visualize. This is where creativity comes from, right? So some people say, oh, I'm not creative. I'm not really good at that. That's because you're living in your visual cortex. And you're not here in your prefrontal cortex. Because everybody's creative and everybody's not creative at the same time. We actually are stimulators, synthesizers, right? Big words, but let me break it down. You don't create nothing in this earth. Like that. Lower the ego. You don't create nothing here, okay? You synthesize things that are already in the universe. You bring it to life, but you don't create nothing. Everything was created by day 6, done. Anything else here is synthesized. This is like a download. You go up, download, you synthesize, you put it together, and then it comes out here. But you don't create nothing, right? So if you're built in the image of God, you are creativity, right? That's what you are. So we are creative. So if you're not being creative, it means you're living in your virtual cortex. And that's some of the things that we have to change, right? So visual, old experiences, right? Already lived. Every time you get a new information, your brain registers and says, that can't be done here, right? So we have to work on building and exercise our prefrontal cortex so that can change, okay? Now, how do we do that? Well, it's exercises, right? Let me just give you another code here that is going to help you with your decisions. If you're not being creative, you can't come up with new decisions. Okay, so then what we have to do? Well, change the environment. That's the first thing you got to do. Observe and change the environment. If the environment doesn't help, then observe and change yourself, your behaviors, right? So that by doing those, it's going to put you in the right way. Because if you're not being creative, right, you're living in the same old lines, the same tape. So you got to change that tape. How do you do that? Well, new roads, new choices, new ideas, new places, right? You go there. Once you get a new place, you choose a new road. Train track. Let me change it. Go this way. All right. Change that road. Once you're on that road, you're going. That's a new road. What happens on the new road? You bump into new people, right? You bump into a new person that you didn't bump before. Bump into new people. When you bump into new people and there's people together, 2 or more, right? 2 or more people together, what happens? Ideas start coming out. Ideas everywhere. Right? Once the ideas come out, sometimes actions come in. Right? Ideas getting together, mastermind group put together ideas, downloads, synthesizing. Then what comes next? Results. Results, which is what you're looking for to begin with. So remember, if you're not being creative, get a new plane, new road. New road. Pick a new road. You're going to meet new people, new ideas, new actions, results. Adjust, keep going. Let's go. Right? So amazing. I feel like this word today was a good one. You know, the metanoia today is flowing through my veins. I'm learning so much every day. I want to thank you guys for the people that are listening, that are, you know, sharing with other people. Give me a little like here and there, which is not for me. It's not for my ego. That's so this message can reach other people. Don't be selfish, right? Let this message read. Sometimes one of these words can unlock such crazy or limited belief that a person will prosper instantly, right? And want to help others, because that's what I want. Whatever you learn here today, blessed. That's a nice shirt today. Whatever you learn here today, be blessed and share it, right? Give it to somebody else if you believe it, right? Share it with somebody else. That's the message, man. I appreciate y'all. And then I'm going to close it out today with James 1:5. It says, If you lack wisdom, let them ask God, who gives to all generously. Y'all have a blessed day. Mike Fonseca, always a pleasure coming here and sharing this morning mind fuels. Make sure you guys spread the message of love every day. And it's going to be a great day. Let's go.